Have you ever woken up in the dark, convinced you were still inside a nightmare? The night my world ended wasn't loud. It was a silent blue glow from my wife Sarah's phone, resting on the nightstand between us at 2 a.m. Her screen wasn't locked. An oddity for a woman who guarded her privacy like a fortress. I saw a name, Mark, and a message that wasn't about a late shift or a forgotten grocery item. It was a single, smug sentence. Still can't believe you pulled it off. He has no idea. My breath caught in my chest, a sudden sharp pain worse than any physical blow. I didn't know what it was, but I knew, with a certainty that chilled me to the bone, that my life was a carefully constructed lie. The real question wasn't what she did, but how deep the betrayal truly went. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The next few weeks were a masterclass in deception, and I was the unwilling student. Sarah was a ghost in our Chicago brownstone, her affection a hollow echo. She'd flinch when I touched her, her excuses for late nights becoming more elaborate, more frequent. Charity gala, she'd say, her eyes never quite meeting mine. I found receipts not for jewelry, but for dinners for two at Gibson's Bar and Steakhouse on Rush Street. On nights she was supposedly at a yoga retreat. Then came the phone records. Hours-long calls to a number I didn't recognize, always while I was at my architecture firm, buried in blueprints. The man on the other end was Mark, the name from the phone screen. She was building a new life, and the demolition of our old one was a secret I was now forced to keep. She treated me not like a husband, but like a roommate she was waiting to evict. Her coldness was a weapon, and it was brutally effective. The breaking point came on a rainy Tuesday. I came home early, hoping to talk, to salvage something from the wreckage. I found her in the living room, on the phone, her back to me. He's just so predictable, Mark. She laughed, a sound that once warmed me, now turning my blood to ice. He'll never suspect a thing. He trusts me. When she turned and saw me, the mask of indifference slid perfectly into place. Oh, you're home. There was no guilt, no fear, only annoyance. In her eyes, I was an obstacle. That night, I sat in my car, parked blocks away from our home, the city lights blurring through my tears. The man who had promised to build a world with her was left with only the blueprints of a ruin. They felt untouchable, wrapped in their arrogance, and I felt erased. But something shifts in a man when he hits the absolute bottom. The grief calcified into something harder, colder, a strategy. My pain became my fuel. I wasn't just going to leave. I was going to dismantle the world she built on my trust. I hired a private investigator, a grizzled ex-cop who operated out of a small office near the Loop. He was expensive, but worth every penny. He brought me photos, Sarah and Mark, kissing outside a boutique hotel in the Gold Coast, holding hands in Lincoln Park. The investigator also dug into Mark's professional life, was a paramedic, a man supposed to save lives. The irony was a bitter pill. Started documenting everything. Copied her hard drive, downloaded her call logs, and scanned every receipt. I opened a new bank account and began quietly moving my assets. I met with the best divorce attorney in Chicago, a woman known for her merciless approach in the courtroom. My plan wasn't just about divorce. It was about justice. The final piece of the puzzle was the most horrifying. The investigator uncovered a life insurance policy Sarah had taken out on me 6 months prior, a multi-million-dollar policy. The it from that late-night text message suddenly clicked into place with sickening clarity. Her plan wasn't just to leave me. It was to profit from my absence. The trap was set. I filed for divorce, citing infidelity. Sarah was served the papers at her charity luncheon. Her public humiliation was the opening act. In the discovery phase, my lawyer presented the mountain of evidence, the photos, the texts, the hotel bills. Sarah's lawyer could only watch as her defense crumbled, but the masterstroke was the insurance policy. We subpoenaed Mark for a deposition. My lawyer questioned him under oath about his relationship with Sarah, then about his profession. Finally, she asked him about a specific incident report from 3 months ago, a minor car accident I'd been in, a fender bender. But Mark was the attending paramedic. He had argued at the scene that I needed to be taken to the hospital, insisting my injuries were more severe than they appeared. I had refused, feeling perfectly fine. We presented his report alongside the insurance policy Sarah had activated just 1 week prior. The implication hung heavy in the sterile conference room. They had unjust been planning for a life without me. They had a contingency plan to expedite it. The fallout was absolute. The paramedic service launched an internal investigation into Mark. He was fired and faced a lawsuit for professional misconduct and potential conspiracy to commit insurance fraud. Sarah's name was mud. Her social circle, built on a foundation of lies, abandoned her. In the divorce settlement, the judge, citing the moral turpitude of her actions, awarded me the house, the majority of our assets, and denied her any alimony. She was left with nothing but her shame and the legal bills. I saw her one last time, months later. She was working as a waitress in a diner out in the suburbs, the kind of place you only go when you have nowhere else to be. The arrogance was gone, replaced by a hollowed-out exhaustion. She didn't see me. I was just another customer in a booth, a ghost from a life she had burned to the ground. I finished my coffee, left a 20 on the table, and walked out without a word. The revenge wasn't loud or explosive. It was the quiet, complete erasure of her existence from mine. The house is quiet now, filled only with the echo of what used to be. The end.